Hello! In this video I'll show you everything you need to know about Madagascar Jewels and why you should definitely get such a plant yourself. It's my absolute favorite plant, and that's not only because it was one of the first plants that I ever got in my life. Thanks and shout out to my aunt who gave me a Madagascar Jewel when I was a little boy. It's really easy to care for this plant. It can be your friend for your entire life since it can become several decades old, and you can propagate it like crazy. And I mean really crazy. So without too much talk, let's jump into the details. The basics. As the name suggests, the Madagascar Jewel originates from Madagascar. It's part of the Euphorbia family, and despite its tropical origin, it's surprisingly easy to care for. Light conditions. Madagascar jewels prefer bright, indirect light. Direct sunlight can scorch the leaves, so it's best to place it near a window where it will receive plenty of filtered light. In my experience, the sweet spot is where the plant gets as much light as possible without getting a strong sunburn. I even had a plant where I tolerated light sunburns because it was heavily growing at this spot. However, if the leaves turn red entirely, you should definitely place it at a different spot. Watering. Madagascar jewels have succulent characteristics, which means they can store water in their leaves and stems. Important note, they prefer their soil to dry out a bit between waterings. A good rule of thumb is to stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If it's dry, then it's time to water. If it's still damp, wait a few more days before watering again. Usually I water mine once a week, even in summer. Humidity and temperature. Although they are from a tropical region, Madagascar jewel plants are not particularly demanding when it comes to humidity. Average indoor humidity levels should be sufficient. They do best in temperatures between 15 to 27 degrees Celsius. They can also tolerate temperatures a little lower or higher, but try to avoid sudden changes in temperature as it can stress the plant. Pest and disease. This is another plus for Madagascar jewels, since they are not particularly prone to pests. If you notice any pests, however, treat the plant with an insecticidal soap or neem oil. But honestly, I have dozens of Madagascar jewels and I never had any problems with pests or disease. Soil. Use a well-draining potting mix. A succulent or cactus mix will work well. You can also use some perlite or coarse sand to improve the drainage. Personally, I use a mix of regular potting soil combined with coconut coir and some perlite. Fertilizer. Well, I never fertilize my Madagascar jewels and they still grow quickly. However, if you would like to, you may fertilize them every month during the growing season, so in spring and summer. And if you do so, use a balanced houseplant fertilizer and follow the directions on the package. In fall and winter, the plant doesn't require fertilization. Repotting. You don't need any fertilizer in case you repot your Madagascar jewels regularly. I repot mine every 2 to 3 years or when they become too large for their current pot. This will give the roots more room to grow and allow you to refresh the potting mix. Use a pot that has drainage holes to prevent waterlogging, which can lead to root rot. In this example, I'm repotting a 4-year-old plant that was never repotted before. At the beginning, this pot was probably a bit too large, but now I think it can handle an even larger pot. You can also see that based on the stem that is getting a bit thinner, and furthermore there are relatively few leaves on the plant. So I think in this case repotting is a good idea. This, by the way, gives also more space to the shoots, which helps them to grow bigger in the future as well. Propagation. Propagation is typically done through seeds, which the plant ejects when mature. The plant is known for shooting its seeds several feet away, so you may find seedlings growing nearby in the pots of other plants. This is sometimes kind of funny, but can also be annoying since the plants may even take over the pots of other plants. However, the seedlings can be transplanted into a new pot with ease, as you can see in this example. Here I'm repotting 3 shoots of my Madagascar jewel ship into a new pot. First, I have to carefully separate them from the mother plants. Then I put some soil into a new pot, press it down a little bit and make little holes where I can put in the plants one by one. Put them in a spot where they get enough light and you will see them grow quickly. Caution! As you have seen in the previous points, this plant has many advantages. However, there's one drawback of Madagascar Jewels. Like all euphorbias, the Madagascar Jewel exudes a white milky sap when broken or cut. This sap is toxic and can cause skin irritations, so handle the plant carefully and keep it out of reach from pets and children. So in summary, this plant is a unique and easy care houseplant. Perfect for beginners or those with a busy schedule. With the right care, your Madagascar Jewel will be a healthy and attractive addition to your indoor plant collection. So if you haven't done so yet, go out and buy one. One day you might have a similar collection as I do. By the way, this was the very first long-form plant video that I have ever published in my life. It would be really amazing if you could leave some feedback in the comments so that I can incorporate it in future videos. And before you go, subscribe! It really helps the channel a lot. So see you next time.